people like it when it is real.
Yes.
In fact, people like it when your story, within your story, they see flaws. It means you are real. It means they can relate with you. If it's too perfect, people are like, this guy is doctoring something. So many people are always afraid. Push it out as organic as possible. When we started video then, we didn't have phone. Me, I did not have phone. It was Arole that had phone. His phone was bad. But we're putting out like that. As sometimes, if you look at those videos, you will know this one that I'm in front of your camera that see my complexion coming out. If you forget that I now have L, if you see my ogo,
It was there.
if not yet, that covered it. So I tell people, forget what everyone is saying, however how raw it is, however how primitive it is, put it out.
Do it.
Put it out. People always, I see someone came to me, he said people are not liking a post on social media. I said, let me see the post. Do you know my greatest shock? She did not like her own post. I said, a post you did not like, want other people to like. If me, I post on social media, the first person that will like it, you cannot, I will like my post first. Because it starts from me. When I like myself, people will like me.
Absolutely.
So, people always wait for the right time. People always wait for 10,000, 20,000. I'm a testimony. Everything I've done is bit by bit. There's power in bit. It has worked for me. I see, I'm not an advocate of telling people that do this, do that. I have people in my team that don't like reading. I created a system for them. Read 4 lines a day. Don't make it past 4 lines. So read 4 lines a day. In a week, 28 lines.
Good.
In a month, 120 lines. In 3 months, she has read like 2 books. So there's always the most convenient way you can get things done. Without you integrating all this, you can do. All this you can do it. This thing is temporary energy. We've been through it. Aspire to pass. See when they say you'll be saying when you go out, you realize that. So I tell people, forget it. Forget the people doing great things. Break it down. All of us, we are lazy. So don't fight it. Your natural peace does not want to work. So look for the easiest way to work. Okay, you don't like...
But you just progress those baby steps.
It's about the baby step. It's about moving... What else he said? It's not about those giant steps. There's no sustainability in it.
Now, if I may
sorry, I need to take a break. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
I'll return. But just in and out. We'll be back. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we are talking to ourselves and we're asking what should be the right mindset to approach, all the current happenings. We must adapt the right mindset in Nigeria right now for us to find any form of sanity and, of course, progress. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Okay, so before we went on a break, Isi was going to ask a question.
Now, you've actually nailed the concept of mindset, how we need to grow our mindset, how we need to visualize. You've talked about visualization, which is so key to, you actualizing your dream. Another motivational speaker talk. So now let's look at self-esteem. A lot of youth today, we are going through one problem or the other, and we have self-esteem issues. And in the process, it has affected our mindset. To how do we grow beyond it? I mean, you are a microbiologist, and from there, somewhere along the line, you decided, okay, comedy, and before you know it, you became a social media influencer, irrespective of whatever you had before. So how do we work towards achieving that goal and breaking barriers and not and not looking at drugs as a solution?
Yeah, deep.
What deep?
That one enter. That was how I shook my head. When something enter, I shook my head. Self-esteem is a big issue, and all of us, we've been through it. Even till now, sometimes I have imposter syndrome. I had to work on it. I spoke with a friend. She's an expert on that subject. She helped me through it. You know, I have issues with accepting compliments. So when people tell me I'm good, I shy, my face change, I try to run away. Or when I enter a hall, people clap for me. When I finish a performance or a presentation, I will want to run away. My body will be shaking. I had to see something. It was the one that, guy,
Own it.
accept
Own
it.
it,
You
yeah.
are good.
Own it.
You understand? So, and it was because of the pseudo humility, the way we were raised.
Yes.
So for me now, the way I grew up, when I'm coming home from school, because we were much in our house, my mom had trained me, I will keep my report card under the stairs. So when I get home, imagine a boy that is first in class, I will tell people at home that I'm 10th. Yes, because my mom will tell me that when they know you are brilliant, you will not be brilliant again. You understand that kind of thing? So I grew up not owning my geniuses. And it is very vital in self-esteem. Understand that you need to own your genius. Rub it in their face. It's not pride. Rub it in. If it is what you're good at, rub it in. Put it in your caption. I'm good. I do this. It's not pride. We need to draw the line between pride and arrogance. We didn't know it. The way so I always tell people, get to a point where take a pen. It helps self-esteem a lot, so that I won't just go through, because it's a broad subject. So I will just document your achievement, document your geniuses. No matter how irrelevant it is, I can draw the best blush, put it down. It's a skill. I smile well. Someone like me now, people have to motivate me to smile. I don't know how to smile. So smiling that is natural for you is a skill. Me, I don't know how to. So document everything. I know how to speak. I know how to articulate tenses. No matter how irrelevant
I know how to make mistakes and own it.
Yes! calling people Asaro. Do you understand? So when you document it, do you know what it does for you? It informs, it's practical. It sends a wave throughout your system. So, okay, imagine me coming to you now and I said, Uwa, you are wearing black. I say, this top you are wearing is black. What will you do?
I will not even.
Will you be arguing with me?
No.
Because it has entered your consciousness. You are too sure of it that you are wearing red. So you won't want to be arguing with a madman.
Oh,
So,
yes.
you understand? So many times when we have esteem issue, it's because we ourselves, we've not convinced
We
ourselves.
don't know who we are.
Convince yourself so much that nobody can take the. It's like telling me that you are not dark. Okay, I know I'm not dark. Maybe I'm like Elsie now. Maybe. So document it. Let it enter your system such that the day when you are down, it helps me. The day when I'm down, I just look at myself. Actually, you've done this. You've written 4 books. You've helped the people have used your models. Corporations have used your models for productivity. People have listened to your skit and they laughed. You've done this, you've done that. I say, it's true, I've done this. I will bounce back. So,
You know, I want to stay on that subject of esteem, because I wanted to take it to another level. Because I remember, when you were talking about how you were raised, we as women, the mindset of a woman raised in Africa is to believe that you are dependent. I mean, you should be dependent on the man. And that has been the mindset, and it has transformed, it has moved from physical now to social media, where you see almost every young girl out there trying to look a certain way because there's an idea that this is what sexy looks like, this is what is called attractive. I mean, when you go on blogs and all of that.
And down to ant.
Do you understand? When you go on blogs and they tell you that, it's world most sexiest girls, you see the big boobs, the big butt and all of that, because they have given, and this mindset has been ingrained in a lot of young girls, and we are losing, we are losing, like every single day, you're just losing more and more young girls into that space. How do we even try or attempt to start to correct that?
Basically, it's each of us. Each of us in our sphere. I do something. If I go out with Elsie, if I'm the one paying for what we are eating, I will give her my card. It's deliberate. I do it for all women around me. It looks simple, but I'm on my own. I'm correcting that narrative, because you realize that when you get to any payment point, the cashier automatically looks
at the man. That thing
so it's a culture for me. If I go out with a lady, if I know that she's not paying, or maybe I'm the one paying, I will give her my card. She will know my PIN. So when she looks up to me, I will now say, Auntie, please. You understand what I'm saying? It's deliberate, because it's a construct. We all have a whole lot of things to unlearn. It's a construct. I was in someone's house and they served me food. And when they finished serving me food, I took the plate. I was not waiting. I was already going to the kitchen. The man was like, why will you do that? Okay, there are girls inside that will... I can't be arguing with an old man. I was like, see, these are the things that a kind of guy that grows up in that kind of house will finish eating, irrespective of how tired the wife is, will stretch his leg, and will say she should come and pack her plate. These are things we grew up with, that all of us, we need to consciously deconstruct. I'm happy that now conversations are going on concerning it. So it's about every one of us. When I notice this, I don't let it pass. I don't let it slide. When I go to, if you drive through, you see a woman drive through you, I stop saying it. When they see someone driving anyhow, they say, leave her, a woman. I used to say it before. I've stopped saying it. I had to put it upon myself. So we all have this, so we have to consciously remove it. You see, that's why police are harassing us. They see a young guy, they'll be like, one woman looked at me. One woman looked at me. She wanted to drive out. She was the one, she's meant to reverse. She didn't reverse. At the end of the day, I maneuvered so that she can go. When she passed, she just looked at me. At
least she didn't call you Yahoo.
Just go and return your dad's car. Meaning that, according to our construct, a young guy with this kind of should not be, this thing should not have matured so that he can own a kind of car like this. That's the mindset the police have. That's why they will stop you and say, why are you working? And when you say you are a digital something, they say you are Yahoo.
Okay, there is a conversation I want us to just touch a bit.
Okay.
For those who may have, because I actually realized later today that the article we're reading came out yesterday, actually. So it's an article or an essay that Chimamanda put out, where she was trying to explain some things regarding her encounter with someone who used to be very close. But the one that caught my attention is in part 3, where she said, in certain young people today, like these two from writing workshop, I noticed what I find increasingly troubling: a cold-blooded grasping, a hunger to take and take and take but never give, a massive sense of entitlement, an inability to show gratitude, an ease with dishonesty and pretension and selfishness that is couched in the language of self-care, an expectation always to be helped and rewarded no matter whether deserving or not, language that is sleek but with little emotional intelligence, an astonishing level of self-absorption, an unrealistic expectation of puritanism from others, an overinflated sense of ability or of talent that there is any at all, an inability to apologize truly and fully without justifications, a passionate performance of virtue that is well executed in the public space of Twitter, but not in the intimate space of friendship. I mean, the whole of part 3, I can go on and on, but I said
Chimamanda?
Yes, just
I
that
saw
line.
the choice of words.
Yeah. So what would you say to this in regards to how, I mean, we've had a conversation regarding how people react to each other on social media, or how they even come at you with the cancel culture and you asking a question and you wouldn't see someone who would want to help you understand that question. It's always from a place of attack, always from a place of why are you doing this? And the culture of taking, and not thinking of what to give back as well. You always hear you don't owe anyone anything, you know. So how did we get here, and how do we even begin to go back to understanding compassion and having passionate conversations that are not necessarily trying to bring anyone down?
No, first off, the people of this generation, they are angry. We came is bitterness that was not treated. So many people that react on social media, you know, first off, I don't like cancel culture. Cancel culture is a mediocre culture. Any society where you cancel people for their mistakes, you are already killing growth. Because it's when people bounce back from their mistake that they become better. So if you cancel everyone at the slightest falling, it won't work. And you don't owe anyone anything is also a mediocre statement. You owe everyone respect. You owe everyone honor. But I don't want to go
Empathy.
to you everyone empathy. They are basic things. You don't know what people are going through. So there are 2 categories of people. I always say it on social media in the world. Number 1, people that react. Number 2, people that respond. So people that react, they use emotions as a weapon. People that respond, they use action as a weapon. Let me give you a scenario. In an accident scene, you see some people rush to the scene. Hey, Jesus, They are reacting. They are not doing anything. They are only deploying emotion. The reward of emotion is sympathy. Emotion does not produce result.
It doesn't solve problems.
You now see some other people drive by in the midst of, they saw that, this person is still gasping for breath. This person is still, so they pick them gently, pick them into the car, rush them.
To the hospital.
They responded. They took action in anticipation of results. So online, we have people that react. Most of them, they react. The first thing they do is they plug in emotions to everything that is happening. And they spoil everything. So when I see people that are reacting on social media, I used to run away from them. I don't have energy. Because any small thing they will say, you see people threatening you that we will drag you now. We will drag you now. It shows how vicious they are. There's a mob on social media now. The kind of hatred that is on social media. You see people say vile things. You see people dare say things usually they are not uttered. So it now brings to the point that we all have gotten to a point where we need to gather ourselves and gather our space. Look at what Chimamanda is saying. It is very, very dangerous for you to keep someone that is not bringing anything to the table around you. Because when their entitlements start manifesting, it's going to sink you and all of them together.
Exactly.
So I have a culture. You have to bring something to the table, no matter how negligible or insignificant. Let it be on record that you are contributing something. Because that was how we got here. People started laying claims to things that are not their own. It started from family. This concept of the first person, the first son takes care of the young one. The young one he now go to cousin. Family is a burden. I dare say it. Family is a burden. I tell you, whatever that has passed your immediate nuclear family, you are heaping burden on yourself. What is the meaning of the brother of the daughter of your son? See, when you start crossing those borders, it's a lot of burden you are heaping on yourself. You are trying to please a whole lot of people. So, like me, I don't accept breadwinner title. There's nothing like that. Somebody call me breadwinner, I will return their word. If you want a breadwinner, go to the bakery. You understand what I'm saying? So these are silent things that we didn't address. When you believe that because your brother has gone to America, then he needs to bring you to America. It is his choice. And if he did not bring you, it doesn't change anything. Go and forge your own path.
Okay, so because we ran out of time.
Nuggets.
Yes, just quickly, because we ran out.
Okay, so give me quick nuggets on, we have individuals who have we have individuals who are in the social media space, like you said, that have the vile words that they say that they are not supposed to actually utter. So if you want to give us a quick nugget on how to, get over such an individual or individuals like that, and also work on our mindset to build it for growth.
Sure.
What are the nuggets?
First of all, what I do for myself is whatever I won't take, I don't give. So that's why you will never see my comment on any blog, this thing, no matter how positive or negative. So if I don't attack you, don't attack me. And if you attack me, I will run away. I'm a coward. It helps my space. I don't have time to be. Yes, there are some times when silence is not golden. They always say silence is the best answer. Yes. But you are not permitted to be silent when your reputation is at stake. When you need to correct a narrative, because narrative flies. So aside from that, any other skirmish that you can look away from it. Because look at many people didn't know that the first case of emotional intelligence was in the Bible. The Bible is not a religious book. The Bible is a book of life. It's not for Christians. I read Quran too. So when they slapped Jesus, it was not what they wanted to happen. They wanted the fight to happen. They wanted the riots. They wanted the protest to happen. So slapping a figure like that, they want him to retaliate so that there will be fight and it will be a free for all. So when they slapped him,
he turned the other cheek.
Yeah, it was not the action. It was not that physical action of turning around. It was the emotional intelligence of knowing the step two that they wanted me to react. But I won't react. I would rather respond. And everything died down. So usually when people attack you, they are luring you into a space. They want to lure you into the arena of fight. Don't take the bait. Usually attacks are bait. They want to lure you so that you can fight. But when you don't take the bait, you win.
Okay, so final question I wanted to say to the youth out there, do you think we are ready politically? You know, because this is one area that, you know, I see a lot of lopsided mindsets, you know, for the young people. Do you think we are ready?
The youth of Nigeria,
yes.
We are not ready.
Okay.
I have interacted with you. I have youth groups. We are not ready. Put 10 people now. 9 of them, they don't have PVC. So they are not ready. 2, they don't understand that politics is grassroots. So if you cannot influence me that I'm talking, if you ask me to produce 300 people now, I'll produce them for you. Why? I look at my environment. So I converted all those boys I used to give 200, 500. I started talking with them. So we started becoming friends. So that if I say I need you now, they will come. If all of us, imagine you have an army of 300, you have 400, I have 300, I have 300, he has 400. Now imagine, we now call the meeting. And I say, I know 200 of my friends that have 400 army. How much is that? Is that not 8,000? Until every youth, they have a quota at least. It's in the Bible now. There's army of 50, army of 100. Until every youth has their army. You can't be so useless not to have a sphere you are influencing. Until every youth have a unit they can control, they are not ready yet.
Absolutely. They're going to leave it there. Thank you so much, Ashiri.
I like that.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Elsie, and thank you, C. All right, so, I mean, it's been an amazing conversation. We'd love to really have you back, honestly. Please.
I'm a friend of the house.
I'm
gladly obliged.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, so before we go, do ensure to follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica. You can interact with us. Further, drop your comments, and more importantly, we're planning a huge giveaway to say thank you to you for believing in the Ways brand and following us and following our conversation. So do well to follow us on Instagram. It's at Ways Show Africa. Like, share, and invite your friends as well and family to follow us and watch the show. So if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Who am I going to assign this quote to? Elsie, can you help us, please?
This is a mouthful. Okay, so quitting is never an option on the road to success. Find the way forward. If you have a positive mindset and are willing to persevere, there is little that is beyond your reach. The attitude of being ready to work even in the face of challenges and despite odds is what will make all the difference in your life.
Absolutely. That is the right attitude to success. We'll see you live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.
Welcome to the lounge. And the conversations today, as you can see from what we've been fooling around with, is the Insta world, the world where everything is real time, online, wherever you are. My ladies are in the house, and we're going to be having the conversations today. And I'm going to just quickly say, just in case you didn't know, this is Omoye, our actress and our producer, and all of the above with her juju bag. She's Insta, and then sitting right there is my Yan to her Yin, my baby sister. You can't take that away from her. This is Dion, one of the top writers in this country.
Yes.
Take a bow. And then right here we have Ebufeludu, the coconut lover, who is a media practitioner and very savvy in the Insta world. And then finally, our one and the only little girl. I will call you little girl. This is Eno Essien of Ray Track, the only woman in the tracking business in Nigeria. You good? You good?
Yeah.
You're good? I am Adesuwa Onyenakwe, the one and the only TV producer, presenter. I'm being naughty. I mean, well, really and truly, that Insta world was something that happened to me because I had to be part of some campaign that required that we ran something on Instagram. And I did it. I'm like, so it was fun. But after about a year, when I found myself getting up every day saying, 3 likes, 5 likes, 20 likes, and I started imagining that I'm getting sucked into a world that I'm not sure is real. I don't know whether you guys feel the same way.
I've always wondered about this. But, let's ask you again and ask everyone what they think about it after the break.
Okay, let's take a break. All right, we'll be back, I guess.
The Insta world, what's the reality, truly? What does it do? What does it change? I mean, I'm used to telephones that you wind. Now we press everything and it happens straight away.
But
what is the reality?
Now?
Very.
I can tell you what it changed in my life.
Yes.
It means I'm like, for 5 days I haven't been on Instagram, and then I put it up and I see messages, and I'm like, everybody looks so touche. So I'm worried to post picture of myself because I'm like, will people follow me if I post all these real photos? Everybody looks so perfect on Instagram, and it bothers me. I don't know whether it bothers the rest of you.
Everyone has said there's an Insta look.
Yes.
What is it?
What is the Insta look?
It's a finished look. So, yes. So you don't wake up. I mean, this is not my reality, but it is the Insta reality. You don't wake up from your bed looking all bashed up and put that on Instagram unless you're looking for attention or, you're looking for a story or controversy. You make sure it's all polished.
Makeup,
yes, and you think,
on.
have I worn that outfit before and put it on Instagram before? These are the pressures of, Insta world.
Being on the gram.
Yeah,
for
on
the
the
gram.
gram, yeah.
So is it the same thing as Snapchat?
Well, Snapchat is it's another
She's
platform.
really behind the time. Your children are teaching me.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
I find my kids are the ones teaching me.
I think people have moved away from Snapchat. People only go there for the filters because they give
but
you.
the young ones love Snapchat.
Do
There's
they
a community
still?
of people who still go on Snapchat because that's where a lot of the naughty stuff takes place. Yes.
Because it disappears in 24
hours. So
That's like WhatsApp status as well.
Yeah, WhatsApp status
Okay,
and
Instagram
Insta
stories.
stories.
Okay,
They're all
I
only
just
there.
only got to know about Insta stories. Yeah.
That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to be really dull here. A lot of the naughty stuff.
That's the one that cuts
What
your
does
ear.
that? Totally.
Dion.
And then I want you to explain that.
I wag my finger.
I hear that there are live sex shows on
Wow.
Snapchat that people send naughty DMs to one another on Snapchat. So
But can't
it's
it
still
be-
there for that. And then
No,
people
can't it be
go for the
recorded
filters.
though? Isn't that dangerous?
Exactly.
Can't somebody just save it? Can't you save it?
Yes, you can.
I guess you
Oh,
can.
so you
Yes,
see.
you
Okay,
can.
you-
I
so
mean,
there's
if
a record.
anything is showing on the screen, I
can
can
record
easily
it.
record it with another screen.
Oh,
So it's highly risky. That's my worry.
Yes,
I
like,
fear
yes.
about these young people that are so caught up in this world.
And old people. That's the Insta world reality.
Oh, really?
So yeah, everybody is on social media and everybody goes for something or another. Some people go for the shows. Some people go for to be the show.
How come people like Eno, who just got in, how many weeks ago? A few weeks
3
ago.
weeks ago.
What happened? Is it not working for your business or what?
Well, my business is on Instagram, but I personally not on Instagram. I don't know. I just didn't think I needed the publicity and the paparazzi that comes with it, So I prefer to be private. And even while on Instagram now, my account is private, and when I get requests, I'm wondering who is this?
I don't
Do I know
understand
this
it. Why
person?
would you go on Instagram and be making your account private? I don't understand it. Why is it supposed
security.
to be public? Is that the
Remember
whole
what I
Instagram
do? Still security. Just like Facebook. I've been on Facebook for a long time, and everyone on my Facebook I know. Either we went to high school or university or church or something, but if I get a random Facebook request, I don't accept, even till now, So maybe still the security.
I think privacy is like building a fence around your house. You open the gate to people who knock only if you know them or you want them in your space.
Right.
So
that's
you
that's
do
okay.
social media for companies, right?
Yes, we do that. So for corporate brands and for personality brands. And I think that a lot of people who are maybe older, who are on Instagram, they want to share their expertise, their thought leadership. So apart from showing off or whatever, my new bag or my breakfast or my trip to Paris or whatever, there are also people who are using Instagram to sort of build a dossier of their thought leadership and their expertise. So that's for personal brands. And then for corporate brands, people are showing what they have. So Instagram is just like a world. It's like a virtual world. It's like a virtual village. And people are spending more time there. And if you want your business to be in the eyes of people who are buying, you need to be on Instagram. So most of my time on Instagram, unfortunately, fortunately, is on business. And so my business pages or my clients' business pages. So a lot of the things that go on, like personally, or when they say, oh, this person has gone to London, or this person has done, I can't even catch up because I'm sort of busy with other things.
I find that some people just live, I think some people, because I know what it's like. If you have to post on Instagram, right? It means that you are stopping what you're doing, you're taking a photo, and so if you have nothing to say, why bother to be taking a photo? This is me here, unless you're communicating a message.
Well, I suppose.
Go ahead.
Well, there's also bandwagonism. Everybody's on Instagram and showing off stuff. So some people want to be there and do that, not understanding why it's being done. Some people who just post a selfie or show a picture of their breakfast are doing something deliberate. Some things are deliberate, but others are not. So like you said, it's a village and everyone comes to the village. Some people just go to the market square to see everybody. They're not buying anything. They just watch the parade. And some people are there to work. I mean, for me, being on Instagram, I'll be very happy to outsource my Instagram activity. That's tough. Because it's work. I mean, I have a juju bag that has gadgets. I got these recently because I understand the need to be on social media as part of the work that I do. Nowadays, companies and brands and producers are looking to influencers to promote their work because fewer people are going to the cinemas. There's Netflix, there's Amazon, there's all sorts of things, and nobody goes to the cinemas anymore. So in order to get, well, not as many, and in order to get the traffic, they have to go to their world because everyone is online. They have to go to the people they like online, bring them.
That's what I was going to say. Because it's work for her, it's a private life. If Omoye is trending, she's an actor. So what Omoye had for breakfast. So I may want to look like her and say, what's she eating this morning? What she have to drink? So it's private and work for her because she needs the publicity for what she does.
Precious that will be put on the people who put themselves on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
If I have to look pretty and perfect with every photo, then I'm not going to be able to walk the streets.
But what are you saying? Can't I just be jaga jaga?
I mean, it depends on what your brand is. Yes, right? It depends on what your brand is. So some people have a jaga jaga brand. And so the day they're all made up, it looks a little bit funny. So if that's what your brand is, that's fine. But I'll say for me, my greatest concern is this. I mean, people who do Instagram professionally.
Well, let's not just kill only Instagram. All these social media.
They do it professionally. So you think that they're sitting down, documenting their life per second, per minute, posting for you. You don't know that they have planned the thing, spent 30 minutes planning it to release, and they're busy doing research. My concern is that we are not spending enough time actually thinking, doing research. So you're an actor. Why is there so much pressure on you to document your entire life?
Okay, so that's
rather
my
than
next
spending
question.
time on your craft.
Exactly.
Why,
and that's the
why
thing.
does it affect your how does it affect your life as an actor?
So
because I'm curious about that.
Okay, so as an actor, I believe that. I was trained to believe that you work hard, you improve your skills.
When you get a part.
You're good, you will blow. Right? But now, you'll get the work that you want. But now the reverse is the case. If you blow, then you'll get the work. So lots of people are spending a lot of money on their brand, how they look, how they're perceived, on PR, you know, and not enough time on the work itself. So I've struggled with this a lot, and I've understood that there's a fine blend. So what I mean, I'm also very uncomfortable with putting my life on social media. So what I've decided to do is to put out my work.
Curate.
It's cute. First of all, to curate it, that's obvious. But to put out more of my work. So what I do is I have conversations about things that pertain to people, social issues. I like to talk about my work. You know, let's have a conversation about how to cry on cue. Because that's something that actors struggle with.
Tell me, how do you cry on cue?
Sorry, I'm just curious. You work with someone like her, you know, like you do media consulting.
Absolutely.
You do. Yes, so do you teach people how to sit properly or how to project themselves
or what time
via
to
media?
No, I think what we do is just to determine, actually I love what you just said, to determine what you're about.
Yes.
And to make sure that the world knows that this is what you're about. So when people are looking for an actor to fit a specific role, you're the only one that comes to mind. Or you're the first one that comes to mind.
My
so
worry,
it's just,
my worry is, which is why I would wonder about her. You know, my worry is that if that's the case, and it's not about how many likes and
that you get,
and then you make your account private, that means you don't need it for work.
Well, that I don't really need that.
The likes.
Yeah, I don't really need that
personally.
publicity. Yes, you know. And I think that the likes now, there are places I'll go to a store to buy something, and then they'll say, please, can you stand with the bag for Instagram, you know? So everyone is like very conscious of that, you know, and I've also realized that the Instagram likes does not translate to Naira and Kobo. I asked the lady who, the lady who did my makeup some days ago, you know, I went on her Instagram page and I saw like thousands and thousands, and then I asked, how is the business? And she goes, it's good. Does it translate to Naira and Kobo? And she's like, yeah, but she didn't have a car. You know, and I'm like, but you have all this number of followers and you say it translates to Naira and Kobo, but you don't even have a car. So I think the Instagram, the social media thingy,
Not social media, I suppose what you do for a living. Because on Facebook, because I'm a writer, I get work from Facebook. Because you have to read what we write on Facebook. On Instagram, if I can take all the photo I want to take, it doesn't translate to what I do for a living.
You know, so I think that the Facebook...
Really, it won't serve me for money purposes. If I want to be fancy, yes, I suppose.
But you know, the Facebook is like saying, like, to our pair, or our generation, it seems like old, you know?
These are the people in their 30s.
Yeah, the Facebook is like...
I agree. I think Facebook is specific to a different
particular audience.
Yes.
But there are more older people there, though.
There are older people on Facebook,
who read more. So for what you do, maybe if you advertise your business there, if you weren't showing the pictures of the gadgets, you know, which you can do on Facebook as well.
Even for us, I don't think our business is Instagram friendly. I think it's more of, I don't think our business, for real. Yep. I think if you're selling hair, you're selling things, you're doing things.
You would be shocked.
Okay, well, right.
I disagree completely because I've asked you what your price sort of bracket is for what you do. And you'd be amazed at the volume of cash transactions that go on Instagram. If I had found you on Instagram, I would probably engage you. If clearly through your Instagram feed, I can see that you're an expert, you know your onions, you know. I found Gardner Calloway on Instagram. It's an hydroponic city farm. And I went there. And I've gone there 4 or 5 times in 1 week. And I can't even count how much I've spent there. And I found them on Instagram.
What do they do?
It's an hydroponics organic farm. It's a city farm.
Okay.
So, you know I mean?
we've had a few business. We've had people who have sent us, is it DM? Yes. They've sent us DMs, messages. You know, we've had clients. Yeah, we've had clients come from Instagram. Maybe 5%.
But that's with you not curating, not being deliberate.
Not being intentional.
Yes.
So imagine what you would achieve if you were actively seeking out your audience on Instagram, because there's the algorithms that tell you, you know, the location of the people, the demographics, the age.
That's
bracket.
what she told me.
Nobody is addressing my own question.
Yes,
it doesn't allow for too much fakirity.
Okay, I tell you
that's fakirity. You know, that's fake.
If your neighbor buys a new car, are you under pressure to buy a new car?
No.
If you go to, hold on, but it's not when I say you, I don't mean you in the room.
Okay. Yes, the tendency
if
would
we go to
be,
church and this lady is wearing this nice hat and her dress is so, ooh, nice. I'm like, I wish I would, I wish I could dress like that, I wish I had that. Truth is, there's always going to be pressure all around you. It's going, if it's one thing...
I don't want it instant.
Not only instant. First of all, honestly, I cannot relate. That's, again, my neighbor buys a car. Personally, I can't relate. But the difference between going to church on Sunday and seeing your neighbor with a big hat and a lovely dress is you see that once a week. On Instagram,
you see it there. Well, you know, it depends. You put yourself under that pressure.
They're always on.
And I'll admit that there are times when I have been on Instagram and looked like people were doing a lot of things, achieving so much, and I compared, you often compare. It takes willpower, and this is the world we live in. I think what we need to do is start conditioning our minds, start raising children to be fiercely independent and confident.
But because you have children, young people that don't have the savvy to make that decision.
But
to
you
not
know,
be guided by or good by these things. So yes,
but you
so
know
it's
there's a saying: don't compare your real life with someone's controlled online content. I believe that the fakerism you're talking about is what people decide. Okay, I want to. All right. So people want you to see stuff like on my page so far is what I want you to see that I put up.
I can deceive you. Or you can deceive
yes, you know, because because I would go somewhere, I would eat, I would take a picture. I may be at home and I remember, oh, I didn't put that food up. Yes. Meanwhile, I'm lying down on my bed. Do you understand?
And maybe you didn't even buy the food self.
But you know what I do? Yes. But you know what I do with my own pictures now? If I have to like put a picture of my food, I put my hand, I put my bag, I put something to show that this is me because of that fakerism still.
Yeah, but the trends now, okay, like when we started doing that whole thing that makes you look like a fish, the pout.
Selfie.
You know? You have my, 14-year-old daughter that thinks that's the thing to put on Instagram. I'm thinking, what are you doing? Mom, it's a pout. And it's on Instagram.
I think it's fun, though. I like the fact
that
you can be for real.
Yes,
my worry is that, I'm somewhere and I see something interesting. Like once I was going up the Onitsha Bridge and I saw the traffic. After a long time, like, oh my goodness, this is on Instagram. Guess what? This is the bridge. And people were talking about, what's happening there? Are you sure it is this? But I wasn't made up. Yeah. I was a little worried about putting my face. I said, well, who knows? Why people will say this woman self, you know? So, but I think...
Did you put your face?
There was traffic. At this day and age, when I thought that bridge should have been built by now, the Niger Bridge across up to Onitsha, you know, there was such... And people were in 10 lanes. You know, like, look at this Nigeria. I can't understand this. So I'm like, for me, as a reporter, originally, it's an opportunity for me to just report. But the question is, would I be worried if people don't find what I have to say interesting? Would I have to go and buy fake followers? So people like Omoye that say that they will come and give them work and come and give them work.
Let's take a break now. But when we come back, we'll find out why people actually follow these things and whether it's of any real advantage or maybe disadvantage.
Well, we'll be here.
As you can see, I'm the most Insta-world illiterate here because I actually think it's a lot of bother. I worry about it sometimes with my children, for instance, being on an unsafe place that I can't really control. So that might just be me being a control freak. So they don't get that much access to it until they get to an age of accountability. But you guys say you maximize, and it has your Insta life, because it seems to be a separate life from your regular life.
They even have TV now, Insta TV.
Yes. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you maximize and keep it away from the dangerous parts, personally? And then how do we do it with the generations that come in?
Okay, I think it's just teaching the kids from the time that they're young. I think it's really important that we learn wired and unwired time. Yes. So in my home, the TV doesn't come on until Friday evening. So during the week, there's no TV. And same goes for tablets for the kids. I mean, I work on my computer and during the week, but for the kids, no TV, no tablets until Friday. And they know when you're eating, no TV, no phone, no iPads.
Why?
So you can talk.
So that you can talk. So my children play together. They actually play, and they miss each other when they're apart from each other, you know, for a little bit. And I think as adults, we need to learn that if you're constantly on the screen consuming, what can you possibly create?
Yes.
What time do you have the time to
but they're creating things and putting them on Instagram.
What wild things?
I think there's also room for you to grow your imagination. When you're, like you say, consuming, even if I'm staring at Ebun through the screen, we're not connecting.
That's my world. That's my worry.
It takes a lot.
You think you know somebody, but you don't even know
It
the
takes a lot. You find out that you go out for a drink with someone and they're, you know, it takes
You know,
that.
that's really annoying.
Yeah,
You go to
it
a
takes
place and
that.
everybody's on their phone. There was a time, I think T.A., he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a Valentine's dinner. And he came in and he said, you guys want to stop. Everyone was on their phones. We're all doing this. Everyone just moved it under the table and continued.
It's an addiction, you know.
Yeah,
But
it
that's
is.
how it starts.
Yeah.
That's how it started. You go to a party, let's say this is the party, and you bring me, I'm your guest, and I don't know anybody here.
I need some
and
sweets. I
It's
pass some
the
sweets around.
escape. You know, you're escaping that awkward
Insta sugar.
situation where you
Insta
can't
sugar.
have, where you're unable to have conversations. But what it is that escape now becomes a trap. You're never able to get out of it. So what we need to do is build social skills.
Okay.
Go to a party and make sure, thank you, that you get to know at least
So you're saying there's a
3
social
new people.
media etiquette that needs to be built? Is that
There's
what
a
you're saying?
social media etiquette, and there's also an education that we need to understand that we get a high every time you get a like, every time you get a ping, and it's called dopamine. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that happens when you go gambling.
Yes.
You know, that ding, 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 ding. You know, you get a high from that. So it keeps pulling you back in because you're addicted. You're addicted to
It's a
the
drug
dopamine.
now.
Yeah, there's a rise in dopamine.
Yes, you need to control it.
So if you don't control
But
it,
isn't that a
you're-
worry if our youngsters are so used to that world? I know people who that's their world. I mean, I don't want to name names, but it's done very well for a lot of people in this industry. I mean, I can actually say someone like Toke Makinwa, for example, has perfected the art of the social media space, and she does a great job with it. The same thing with the smart money woman, Arese.
Arese.
They've taken, you know, it's their world. So would they know anything else? Is that disconnection? Because they're so connected to people online that when they see you live, will they be able to connect?
But
It's a
you
chance
know,
they
this
have
is
to
the
take.
world. You know what I would say? I would say the Toke Makinwas and Arese they're few and far between. The people like them are few because they're actually creating
Yes,
stuff
they've made it, yes,
for the
you're
masses to
right,
consume.
you're right.
What they've done is they've done a fine balance of the gloss and the content. And I have had to learn that from my days of working in PlusTvAfrica, like an intellectual sort of space, and then working in a glossy magazine, and just finding the balance, knowing that you're creating content and the content must be consumed by a public.
Yes.
And so they've curated that, you know, space online on their social media where they've built a massive public, and they're creating products, books, bags, and that public is buying it.
So what we're saying is people should be more deliberate about
Yes,
how
about
they
how
use
they
it.
use it.
To be clever
Yes.
about this thing.
Yes.
You know,
but for
just-
the young people, I wouldn't say I would encourage that deliberate act of making their world around the social media until they're a bit more responsible on how to use it. I have my children's social media handles open on my phone till they're 16.
They might
So I
have
can
different
see everything that
angles,
I jump into DM conversations and go, I know you there, Ebu. You needed me to tell your mom that you're awake at 10? Do you want to shut it down?
You do that.
Oh, yes, I do. That's the deal. So when they act responsibly, at 16, I let them have free reign.
Control.
But because there's sites they're not supposed to get onto, and I have to check all those things. There was one
Well,
called
it's
Ask
a-
FN.
it's a tedious
You
job.
know, then.
I even find
Yes.
it a bit awkward, like having the children have
On social media. How old are they, for instance?
Yeah.
Well, my children have their first, when they're 14.
Those ones, they're
13,
even
14.
older.
Yes,
They are much younger children.
ladies, the truth is, this conversation must continue. And as usual, we want to continue the conversations online on our platforms, on our Instagram platform, at TW Conversations. So we will continue our conversation here, but let your voice be heard. What do you think? But here, obviously, what we're saying is that please use it sensibly, right?
Yep.
So continue the conversations, and we'll continue ours.
Can I
here.
just end with one quote that I use all the time?
Yes.
Be online on purpose.
Yes.
Be online on
Be online on purpose. Okay. Be online on purpose. So anyway, this your
Instagram is not doing
this
me
your
like that.
whatever you bought.
I'm honestly, I think it's so
It's not
nice.
doing what?
I can't.
It was a gift.
Well,
Oh,
I think it depends.
help you.
It depends. For me, I think I really enjoyed it like this week.
we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
He suffered equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them. If you no talk, they go beat you. Now 2,500 they pay.